Let's leave that for the doctors. Okay. Going forward, we'll look at functions of the respiratory system. Functions of the lungs. Actually, functions of the lungs is classified into two. You have respiratory functions of the lungs and the non-respiratory functions of the lungs. The respiratory functions of the lungs and non-respiratory functions of the lungs. So we'll take the first one, respiratory functions of the lungs. What is the respiratory function of the lungs? Even a child in primary school knows that the lungs is involved in gaseous exchange of oxygen between the external environment and the human body. Alright? It's primary knowledge. Even a child born today. Even a child that is born today will give you the correct answer of that. Alright? Did we change battery? Alright. So, the focus here will be on the non-respiratory functions of the lungs. Okay? The non-respiratory functions of the lungs. And I have listed them on the slide. The first one is olfaction and vocalization. And then you have defense mechanism, anticoagulation mechanism, regulation of body temperature, and regulation of acid-base balance of pH, maintenance of water balance, and endocrine functions such as secretion of hormones or enzymes. Some of you thought that, okay, your nose or the respiratory tract is just for breathing, taking in oxygen and bringing out carbon dioxide. There are other functions that the respiratory tracts perform. We are going to look at that in details. Beginning with olfaction. Olfaction. One of the most non-respiratory functions of the lungs is olfaction. The human nose, like I said earlier, plays a dual role. One is that it helps us to take oxygen from the environment to the body. But it also plays an important role in smell, the ability to perceive. The nose also contains some receptors known as olfactory receptors. Olfactory receptors, which plays an important role in smell, sense of olfaction, sense of smell. Okay? So when you are passing someone's kitchen, you can perceive the aroma of a goosey soup. It's because of the olfactory receptors located in the nose. Fragrance from someone's perfume or body cream is due to the olfactory receptors in the nose. Even the ability to perceive odor, bad smell, is the nose. So the human respiratory tract, besides taking in oxygen and bringing out carbon dioxide, plays an important role in smell. This sense of smell also has a strong influence on human reproduction. I said the sense of smell also have a strong influence in human reproduction. What nonsense am I talking about? Do you know that sweet smell from someone's perfume can cause arousal? Are you aware of that? Look, let's take the men, for example. When a nose in males perceive, when males perceive sweet fragrance or smell coming from his girlfriend's perfume, he can have an erection. Men, two of us. There is something called erotic physiology. Look, a wise man said, and I quote, that men are moved by what they see. Right? Have you heard of that saying? Good. When we begin to understand erotic physiology, how these things work, you will know that there are certain things that can cause arousal in human beings. In men, sight. Sight is a powerful stimulus for arousal in men. And that is why when a man sees a hot, pretty young lady passing that is very puffy and shaky, immediately he is moved. You might be forced to say, "Hello baby, excuse me. Young lady, can I have a word with you?" Men are moved by what they see. Another powerful stimulus, look, the sight of what a man sees can even cause him to have an erection, even without the woman or the lady touching him, or without him touching a woman. It's the same thing with smell, the nose. When he perceives sweet fragrance, he can have a strong erection that could tear the boxers without touching the smell. And this is where sometimes we give counseling to couples. All of you here, you are going to become medical counselors. And people will come to you with their problems. And I can tell you, it's not everything you can use drug to solve. Some problems can be solved by giving good medical counseling. You are inside the office. Maybe you own a big pharmacy store, and the lady walks into your office and tells you, "Doctor," you know, they call everybody doctor these days, even if they're a pharmacist. You will be there, one woman will enter one day and call the doctor. My husband has not touched me for 1 year plus. You know there are couples like that. I have seen a lot of couples run to me to say, "My husband has not kissed me." Kiss. As in 1, 2, 3 years after the marriage. Even men, they will walk to your office and tell you, "My wife, don't allow me to touch her." And this is almost 3 years now, 3 years. They have not touched your wife. And you are holding her and saying, "Doctor, what will you do?" Paper. You rape her. Are you? So, if you are the one you rape her, she's your wife. Look, there are things you don't do, even if she's your wife. You cannot rape a woman because she's your wife. It's even against the constitution and laws of Nigeria. You can be sued, and the woman will win you. Yes, she's your wife, but you don't have the right to force her to marry. It's a mutual agreement. You don't just force yourself on her because she's your wife. It's a crime. So rule that out of your mind. If you cannot put her in the mood, then why are you her husband? You should be able to put her in the mood. Yeah. So in such a scenario, what will you do? Are you now going to begin to prescribe drugs? Oh, your husband has not touched you for 1 year plus. Come and take this tablet. It is called touching tablet, touching drug. If you swallow it and go home, the husband will just begin to touch you. Is that what you will do? No. It's counseling. First, you need to take a quick assessment of the complainant. Identify what the problem is and give counseling. Someone came to me and told me the husband hasn't touched her for 9 months, getting to a year after the marriage. Then I looked at her and ran a quick assessment on her. And I said, wow. Huh? And I said, wow. Then I said, Madam, can I see, listen, can I see your picture before and after the marriage? Picture. And then she brought her phone. She showed me picture. Before the marriage, the woman was looking, she was looking neat, hot. Her hair is always made up. She dresses well. She wears clothes that are tantalizing, that are stimulating, that, you know, you will see neatly dressed. I'm not saying go naked. Neatly dressed, looking, I mean, she's always in the right colors. You know, there are clothes and colors you wear that matches you as a person. It's different for every human being. So you need to know the right colors and the right clothes to wear that fits you, that makes you look welcoming, attractive to your man, even to your woman, if you are a man. And then pictures after the marriage. She was dressing like a grandmother. This is a newly wedded couple. And it's a problem because we have seen these things happen over and over and over again. Because sometimes the ladies, you know, in their minds, they're already married. And then they begin to beat themselves anyhow. Hair is not made, no sense of dressing, they tire about all over, even in bed. They are going to wear jeans to sleep with your husband. Your husband, they are wearing jeans and belts. Belts with big hands. If I'm that man, I will go to the market and buy iron pants, and I will wear it. Let's know who will get tired. Sense of dressing. Sometimes you're in a marriage, okay, you're giving birth. You now think, okay, I'm alright, I'm giving him a child. What am I dressing with? And then you begin to look anyhow. And you expect a man to do what? You forget that there was something that attracted him to you, or there was something that attracted her to him. It's both ways. There is always a form of attraction. You know, before you begin to talk about the values and expectations and character of a person, initiation of love and relationship begins with outward appearance, whether you like it or not. Before you begin to dig into the character, something must have caused that attraction. Alright? So that is sight. Even ladies love men who look good. So you must ensure that you are in the right colors. Keep yourself neat, and look good. Sight. We are talking about smell, the nose, and how it has a strong influence on human reproductive behaviors. So smell. Secondly, fragrance can make your man or your babe to want you. It plays a very critical role because as a wife, you cannot be smelling crayfish, or onions, and you expect the man to do what? Jesus Christ. Hey, you expect the man to do what? When you go close to him in specific crayfish, he will run and go outside and wait for you to see. He will be patient waiting for you to go and do the right things. Take your bag, look it, apply all these steps. We have perfumes, they are everywhere. It is not for people who have body odor, it's for everybody. So get a nice one and apply. Look, you cannot get married in the future and you don't have a nice pen with a nice fragrance that you know can attract and stimulate your man. In fact, you should have one that even if you step in the house, you step into the house and your husband has not even seen you, but he can perceive your smell and he comes and says, baby, you are here. He comes and says, baby, you are here. He has not seen him. Yes. Look, he has not seen him. But the fragrance washing out from your body can announce your presence. And we will say, baby, I know your smell. You are here. That is what it should be. That is how powerful the human nose is. The sense of smell. It also applies to the men or the guys. Many guys, 90% of men are dating. Yes. 90% of men are dating. They may look good outwardly, alright? You see them, they wear all the designer's clothes. Some will even coil their hair and they'll be bouncing. They'll be bouncing. Tell them to remove their shirts, wash their singlet, take their boxers. Visit them at homes. That is where you know that, hi, Jesus. So the men should also endeavor to do it. A man sells meat at the market, and he comes home. He won't even think of taking his bath. And then he wants to, he want to hug and do what? And the wife keeps running away from him. And then he comes, he's complaining, my wife does not allow me to touch her. My wife does not allow me to touch her. And I'm looking at the man. I don't understand. You are saying meat, and you allow, you want your wife and I to touch. Even if I'm a woman, I will run. How? So it applies to both parties. Because the sense of smell can stimulate arousal or kill it. You must check it. And that is one of the critical functions or non-respiratory functions of the respiratory tract. Okay? So number 2 is vocalization. The larynx and the pharynx. They are part of the speech centers. So they play a critical role in speech and vocalization. Defensive mechanisms. You have trapping of dust particles. Of course, within the respiratory tract, you have what is known as cilia. Alright? And mucous secretions that helps to trap dust particles and even bacteria that enters into your system through breathing. Okay? This can as well lead to reflex actions such as the cough reflex and sneezing reflex. This helps to eliminate those trapped dust particles. Other defense mechanism includes the presence of leukocytes, macrophages, mast cells, natural killers, and dendritic cells within the respiratory tract that helps to provide immunological defense for the body. Alright? Good. And the maintenance of water balance, and body temperature. Okay? The respiratory tract plays a role in water loss mechanism. During expiration, water of course evaporates through expired air in the form of heat. Okay? So as human being, expired air, they lose water in the form of vapor. That's what helps to maintain water balance and even body temperature. Because during expiration, along with water, heat is also lost from the body. Thus, the respiratory tract plays a role in heat loss mechanism. Alright? This is important because even during exercise, as you breathe very fast, there is hyperventilation. Sometimes you even open your mouth. And when you expire air, water is also being lost in the form of, you know that when you are exercising, the body heat up. The body begins to heat up. So but through expiration, that heat is lost in form of water vapor. And that is why sometimes, if you go to your mirror in your homes, and you fix your mirror and you do, look at that mirror, you see some water vapor on it. Alright? That tells you that it can be lost through expiration in form of vapor. Regulation of acid-base balance. The lungs also plays a role in maintenance of acid-base balance by regulating the carbon dioxide content in the blood. regulation of pH. Is another critical or important function of the lungs. Now, when you take in air, of course you bring out carbon dioxide, but you cannot bring out all of the carbon dioxide in your system. Now, those carbon dioxide that are remaining in the system will react with water. Okay? When carbon dioxide reacts with water, what does it form? Reaction between water and carbon dioxide. Yes? It's going to form carbonic acid. CO2 plus H2O will give you what? H2CO3, right? And that compound is known as carbonic acid. That reaction is catalyzed by the carbonic anhydrase enzyme. Alright? Remember that carbonic acid is an unstable compound. Am I right? So it can easily dissociate or disintegrate into two. Okay? So when that compound dissociates, it's going to form what? Bicarbonate ion. And what? And what? Jesus Christ. Did you do chemistry? How can pharmacy students thinking of this? If you are in college of pharmacy, you should be good in chemistry. Because I'm surprised you are looking at me as if what I'm saying is. Yes? Look, water. H2O plus CO2. We found what? We found what? It will form H. To right, C O what? 3. Let's write it well. 3. Right? This is carbonic acid, and it is an unstable compound. So it's going to dissociate to form what? H what? CO1 3 and what? Hydrogen. Okay? This is bicarbonate ion. HCO3, bicarbonate ion. Alright? So in this way, the excess carbon dioxide in the blood is being over, forming bicarbonate ion, which is not positive to humans. Also, the hydrogen ion that is formed will also be carried by the blood to the brain. This hydrogen ion will stimulate the respiratory centers in the brain, leading to hyperventilation. When the respiratory centers are stimulated, the person begins to breathe fast. There is hyperventilation. And this hyperventilation will cause further elimination of carbon dioxide from the body. Alright? Anyways, we shall come to that. Then the next one is anticoagulant function. Okay? The lungs secrete a hormone known as what? Heparin. Heparin is a natural anticoagulant in the body. We should understand how mighty and powerful God is. Alright? Because He had made it possible for the blood not to form clots in your body. Because the blood must be in a liquid form and it must be in constant motion. And that is why the same God who created all of us, okay, couples, baseline, but the same God who is the architecture of every human being also made it possible for the lungs to secrete heparin, which keeps the blood in its fluid state. Without heparin, it means that blood will coagulate in your body. It becomes congealed and it will not be able to flow. It will not be able to flow. Alright? So one of the non-respiratory functions of the lungs is the secretion of heparin, which is a natural anticoagulant and it prevents clotting of blood. And then we have endocrine functions of the lungs. The lungs also secrete an enzyme which is known as angiotensin converting enzyme. This enzyme is secreted by cells in the lungs, and it is very powerful in converting angiotensin 1 into angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2 is a potent vasoconstrictor metabolite. Alright? This helps to regulate blood pressure and in the defense of ECF volume. That enzyme is angiotensin converting enzyme. Look, pharmacy students, you must understand the renin angiotensin aldosterone system, the RAS. Because when you begin systemic pharmacology of the systems, then you begin to understand how the lungs and the kidney helps to regulate BP and keep the ECF volume in a normal state. Renin angiotensin aldosterone system. Alright? Because I know that in the future you are going to be giving BP drugs. Blood pressure can be due to several causes. Some of them have no etiology. The causes are not known, like in primary hypertension. Alright? But there are some that the causes are due to renal cause, kidney, excessive secretion of renin leading to excessive secretion of the angiotensin converting enzyme from the lungs, which will now lead to excessive secretion of angiotensin 2. This angiotensin 2 is a hormone that constricts the blood vessels, making it difficult for blood to flow normally, to other tissues. And when the blood vessels are occluded or constricted, there is excessive venous return, right? And then the heart pressure increases. Then you begin to have hypertension due to renal cause. Well, let's not talk much on that. You'll get to understand. Okay, there are other endocrine functions such as secretion of prostaglandins, right? Secretion of prostaglandins, acetylcholine, serotonin. Okay, these neurotransmitters or hormones are also secreted or synthesized by the lungs, and they play many physiological roles in the body, including regulation of blood pressure. Are we tired? I thought we just went for a break. Are you hungry? Huh? Alright. We are done with the functions of the respiratory system. The next thing we want to look at will be the mechanics of respiration. Is that our form? Can we go on with the class? Are you tired? You are tired. You are tired. Medical students don't get tired. Students in college or pharmacy don't get tired. You cannot be tired. You cannot be tired. Mechanics of respiration. Yes. Ask.
I don't understand how
maintenance of water balance, through expiration. Alright? You can lose water in form of water vapor. Did you get that? Alright. There are other things that helps to regulate water balance. So, when you study the material I gave you on body fluid physiology, when you start doing processes like renal physiology, and you understand how water homeostasis occur in the human body. Alright? Good. Like some of the hormones I earlier mentioned, like the angiotensin 2. Right? These hormones, they also help to in the defense of ECM volume, the water content of the body. And that is why when the water content of the body is low, signals are sent to the brain to stimulate the test center. And that is the reason you go, you look for water, then you drink water. The human kidney also plays an important role by reducing the excretion of water through the urine. Did you get that? All these are physiological mechanisms. So you find out that if the body water content is low, the kidneys will only produce urine that the volume of that urine is small, because the kidney is trying to conserve water. So it doesn't want you to continue to lose water which is already low via the urine. And that is why when you go to the continents to pass out urine, the volume is low, but there is high concentration of solids. Are you getting it? Conversely, if the water content in the body is high, is excessive, you find out at first, the test centers will not be stimulated. So there's no need taking in much fluid. Secondly, the kidneys will begin to act or function in a way that the excessive water is thrown out of the body via the urine to bring that high body water content to status quo. Alright? Then also, there may be hyperventilation, stimulation of the respiratory center. So the more you begin to breathe very fast, through expiration, water is lost in the form of vapor. Let me not digress into other things. But as you progress, it's step by step, right? You'll get to know all of these things as you progress. So, mechanism of respiration, can we cover this topic today? Respiration, 3 methods. Respiratory methods. Or should I just send you the material? Huh? Yes, no. No, yes. Yes. If it's big, I should just go through. It's actually not something we can rush. Alright? If it's have to be those days when I have chance to come to our man, I will have fixed the lecture tomorrow. Can you move on tomorrow? Okay, not on tomorrow. That means we have to come on Sunday. Can we come on Sunday? Sunday. Alright. No problem. What will happen is we'll find time to meet next week. So we can take 2 or 3 topics. Constraint. We'll talk and see when we can fix our lecture next week. So that when you come, other lecturers will be here. You know. So if I take a section, another person might come take another system, then we can see how far we'll go. Don't forget we have other students here. So we'll just find a comfortable day. Maybe can we just make it Fridays? Yes. Okay.